Tina Knowles, a full hour celebrating her new memoir, Matriarch, and it is so many layers to this book. You talk about the history. I want to go back to your girl group, the Veltones, with Gail and Pauletta.
Yes.
We showed the picture. You said you were the Diana Ross of the group.
I was a Diana Ross.
And you realized you wanted to be an entertainer for the rest of your life. But you, as you pointed out in the book, the Veltones never even got a farewell concert.
No.
Because they never got started. You ended up on this path of your life, eventually hugely popular Solange, and then your daughters end up being talented in a way that the world you talk about early on in their careers, the industry didn't get how talented they were.
No, they didn't. Because they were so young. First of all, they started when they were like 10, and so they were too young. What can they sing about? You know, so they started very early, but that was their journey to get to where they could be, you know, old enough to sing about something that people wanted to hear.
What I think is interesting, more than the success, because we can Google the success, we can Google all of the awards, all of the hits. What's in this book that I am so happy you addressed is that you sent them to counseling together. You wanted to help them cope with their rising fame and put them in family therapy. They had reservations about it, and you wrote in the book, as much as she didn't like therapy, I saw the biggest changes in Beyonce. She was way more sensitive and protective of Solange once we had the tools to help them anticipate and work through issues with sibling rivalry. Beyonce stopped going to therapy, but Solange continued.
Yes.
You saw that the world would try to pit them against each other. You saw that the world would look at their fame, these two young, very strong people, and you sent them to therapy.
Yes.
How did you know? How did you know?
Well, you know what happened is Beyonce was this little local star, like at 9 years old, and Solange was 4 and just as talented, you know, and they're very different, but they're both super talented and creative. And what I saw, Beyonce had the group, and the group was always saying, "Get out of here, Solange. Shut up, Solange," because Solange was trying to run things. You know, she was in there doing choreography and getting in everybody's business, and they were saying, and all of a sudden, I just saw Beyonce not defending her sister. She was so protective of her sister, and I saw a shift in them. And they were arguing all the time, and I was like, oh God, I want them to be close when they grow up. All the rest of this is secondary, but this is your sister and this is all you got. And you can tell a kid that, but when they 10 and their little sister's getting in their stuff and breaking up their stuff and all of that, you know, they were just very irritated.
But that's very forward thinking, right? Because we're now just talking about therapy more. This was how many years ago?
I was in therapy at the time. So, you know, had gone to marriage counseling and that kind of thing. And I had that salon, and I had therapists that came to my salon.
Yeah.
So I would pick their brains about things. And one of them actually helped me find a child psychologist.
Was it one of the best decisions you made as a parent?
Oh, it was the best decision ever, because even though Beyonce hated it because she don't like to talk, Solange loved to talk. So she would go in there and just have herself a ball. And, but Beyonce didn't go very long because she started being so kind to her sister, because the therapist explained to her, your little sister's gonna be scarred if you're mean to her. She looks up to you. And it was the same thing I said, but you know, they listen differently to someone else.
And do you think it impacted their relationship even now?
Absolutely, they are so close. And if you mess with one, everybody's coming for you.
More with Tina Knowles, one of the most anticipated memoirs of the year, Matriarch. We'll be right back.
Next, Tina Knowles reveals the challenge of protecting her grandchildren from online attacks.
I'm telling you, I read some things and my fingers just, I can't control them.
And she's sharing the incredible details of her journey to becoming the family matriarch.
You don't always get everything from your mother. I got that trust, and I got that somebody telling me I could do anything from somebody else.
Yes.
And if I wouldn't have had that, I wouldn't be sitting here today.